All right, so to kick things off, I'm Robert, or usual yellow smiley face, and Joaquin here is our co-organizer, so we both work on putting this event together. Ultimately, we're here to help, so don't be shy in coming forwards and letting us know what we can do better for you guys.
This could, for example, be rewritten. Got another Christmas reference. You're in luck. With our super thick Wellington boots, your toes will keep warm and dry this Christmas. Alright, so we've turned it from just features into benefits, okay? You've tried to picture those people that like to go out on winter walks with their Wellington boots and come home with wet and cold toes. Now you've solved their problem, okay? And so you're addressing to their problem, and you're getting them to visualize how your product will benefit their lives. Okay, let's look at tip number 2. Hook them with your headline. Alright, headlines are extremely important. Why are they important? Because you have 5 seconds to pass the blink test. Does anyone know what the blink test means? Can anyone guess? Exactly, or go back. Alright, so the blink test is, statistics show that basically, on average, visitors, most visitors take 6 seconds to decide whether to stay on your website or to leave. Okay, so those first 6 seconds are crucial. Statistics also say that on average, 8 out of 10 visitors to websites will read your headline, and only 2 out of 10 will continue into the site. Okay, so even if you've got them, I'm sure you all have brilliant, amazing products and services and, you know, great apps, but those are the statistics. Unless you hook them with your headline, then on average, 8 out of 10 people are going to jump back into Google and continue looking. Alright, so your headline literally needs to act as a hook, and the job of the headline is basically to get them to read the next sentence. Alright, to get them to actually work out what's going on with your website. There are 2 different kinds of headlines, really. It's a bit different for blog posts, because blog posts, someone is expecting to read an article, all right? They're expecting valuable, useful information, so it's a bit different. For blog posts, use proven techniques that work. Okay, so if you go on Google and you search for proven techniques that work for headlines, you will find lists of them, all right? I can't go through all of them now, but for example, how-tos, you've probably all read how-to headlines, 7 reasons for. The reason you read those is because they work, all right? People want to read articles with these headlines. There's lots of different techniques, so don't just come up with your own ones unless you know the techniques. The last point is avoid cliches. All right, you've got so much competition, guys. I'm sure your products are unique, but there's a lot of competition out there. If you use cliches, people will be bored, all right, and they'll go, their itchy finger will come back into play, all right, they'll go back. So, let's look at some examples. Another Christmas reference. Looking for Christmas presents? You've come to the right place. What do you think of this, guys?
Cliche.
It's a cliche, yeah? In a way, it's cheesy, it's a cliche. In a way, it's not too bad, okay? You are rounding up the audience of people who are looking for Christmas presents. So I might go, yes, I am looking for Christmas presents. You've got me. It's just too much of a cliche. Let's look at another example. This is from the Domino's. Probably all know Domino's Pizza. This is a great example of an instant clarity headline. Hot, fresh pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes or it's free. Okay, that's it. They've summed up the whole thing. They've given a time scale on it. They've given an extra benefit. If they don't deliver in 30 minutes, it's free. That's it, I'm hooked. Okay, they've also got some powerful words there. Hot and fresh. It really sort of paints that image of hot, fresh, piping hot pizza. Alright, so this is a great example. And let's go to tip number 3. Get your tone of voice right. Okay, so tone of voice is not about what we say, this is about how we say it. So tone of voice is about the language we use, the way we construct our sentences, our choice of words. The main thing, it's about personality. Okay, it's about the personality of your brand and how you express it through words. And the reason that branding is important, and branding is about design and tone of voice, is because that's how you connect emotionally with your customers. So again, I'm going to talk about the competition thing. There's loads of competition, all right? There's probably lots of competition in this room. There are thousands and there's millions of businesses out there. How are you going to stand out from your competition? Okay, and branding is a way that you connect emotionally with your readers, with your customers, so that they come back to you. All right, it's almost like your brand becomes a personal friend of that person, and they get a warm feeling whenever they think of your brand, or whatever feeling you want them to feel, and they come back and you get loyal customers that way. All right, so your tone of voice must be unique, authentic, and consistent. Okay, consistency is the key. If you have a certain tone of voice on your homepage, it should be the same on your blog, it should be the same in your sales emails, it should be the same in social media. Alright, the style of writing should be the same. It must communicate the core values of your brand at all times. Okay, so really think about, what does your brand stand for? Is it just a product? What do you know, what feelings do you want people to feel when they connect with your company, with your brand? And you should ask yourself these questions. Can we see the questions?
No.
So we can zoom in. Alright, who are your target audience? How do you sound to them? What do you want to sound like? How are you different to your competition? And then think about things like, can you use humour? Should you use humour? Can you use jargon? Should you be informal, formal? What punctuation should you use? Alright, so think about that, your target customer. How should you be talking to them? And then that's the tone of voice that you'll be using throughout your copy. Let's look at some examples. Okay, a brilliant example is Jack Daniels. Has anyone seen the Jack Daniels adverts in the underground stations? Anyone?
Yes.
Good. They're really memorable, right? Because of their tone of voice is one of the things they do. They use a kind of deep south voice. They say things like, with all due respect, I can't really do the accent, but I'm just going to do the English accent, and folks, and much obliged, and things like that. And you actually feel like Jack Daniels himself is sitting down and talking to you. All right, that's how you remember these adverts. It's really personal, and they really connect with you emotionally, and that's how they stand out. And that gets into your brain, and then it's a really, really strong sales technique. I haven't got time to do too many other examples. Here are some other companies with distinctive and unique tones of voice. Innocence Movies, they're quite famous for it. Virgin, Whiz Email, which is going through a rebrand at the moment. Me and Rob have actually been working on that together. So in January we'll be able to see the amazing and unique tone of voice. So go and check these out, guys. Like, have a look and have a look at their tones of voice, but don't copy them. I'm not telling you to copy the style. Try and be unique. Okay, tip number 4. Do that thing that we call SEO. So what's SEO? Search engine optimization. It's one of those buzzwords which people talk about a lot. Not everyone understands it. It's quite complicated. Over the last few years, SEO has changed a lot. Right? A new era has dawned. Basically, Google has got smarter, and the old techniques which people used to use, such as stuffing keywords in everywhere, outsourcing content to the Philippines, or even using machines to spin thousands of articles in a few seconds. Those techniques, basically, you got really bad content, but you had the keyword in the right amount of time, so Google said, yeah, that's great. All right? You could link back to your site and it would be good for SEO. Now that's bad for SEO because basically Google has said no, Google has got smarter, and Google now wants your website to be about true value and good content, which is a good thing for copywriters. And how does Google know that your content is good? Basically, Google is almost timing people. So when you go onto a website, imagine that 80% of customers go onto your website and they think, this is shit, and then they leave. All right? Google times it, and they know that that's not a valuable site for that keyword. Okay? So these are things that you want to look at if you're using Google Analytics. You want to focus on a high user engagement, a low bounce rate, and high page depth. Page depth is how many pages they actually use within your site. So if your site has got great content on it, and this doesn't just have to be written content, great videos, it's interactive, and keeps people there because it's valuable to them, then that's the best thing that you can do now for SEO. This is another fact which experts have claimed is true, and basically, if you look at Google Analytics, there will be a part of it where you can see how many of your visitors have left within the first 10 seconds. Okay, and you want to get that figure to under 55%. All right. Apparently, if it's under 55%, that will really help your SEO. Okay, and it will help you get high in your Google rankings. If it's higher than 55%, then try and think, why are people leaving my site? How can I make it more useful? How can I make it more valuable? Do I have good blog posts which are, intriguing, exciting? Why are they leaving my site? And then try and change it. Tip number 5 is still about SEO. Despite all of the stuff I just said, keywords are still relevant. Okay, so Google still needs keywords to know what your site's about, because otherwise, Google can't tell. It still needs content. It still needs to know what your site is about. And for, a lot of people seem to pick keywords out of a hat. They just choose keywords randomly. What you should be doing is keyword research. So you should be finding keywords or key phrases. When I say keywords, I don't mean one word. I mean, it could be 5 words together. It could be a sentence. Keywords which are related to your niche, which are high in monthly searches but low in competition. Okay, because there's no point in having a great keyword if there's too much competition, because you'll never get high in Google for it. So let's just think of a Christmas-related example. Let's say you have a website which sells or promotes gifts, Christmas gifts. Do you think Christmas gifts is a good keyword?
No.
Why not? There's too much competition, probably, I assume. What about Christmas gift ideas? It's getting better, yeah? What about Christmas gift ideas for men? It's getting better, right? I don't know, but the thing is, you can't just make it up. You have to do the research, all right? That might be a great keyword. It might not be. Okay, the way you do the research is by using keyword research tools. You can use Google Keyword Planner tool for free. That gives you an idea of the keywords, but it's hard. It's not very good for telling the competition and how competitive that keyword is. So you can use there's lots of other programs out there like Market Samurai. I've underlined it because that's the one I use. It might not be the best. But there's a lot that do really quite similar things. Traffic Travis. Does anyone know any other ones? word tracker. Yeah, any more? Those are three you can use. And then what you want to do is don't stuff those keywords into your website everywhere. Okay? That's like old SEO, that's bad, okay? We want good content. So the best thing to do is to create blog posts or landing pages based on each keyword. Okay, so what was the keyword we said before? Christmas gift ideas for men. That could be a landing page. Alright, and then the traffic that you get from Google onto that page, they will find a specific page designed just for them and they'll go, yeah, this is for me. Alright? And it'll be much easier to sell to them rather than them going onto a website, onto a homepage of just gifts in general. Okay? So not only is it good for SEO, it's also good for actually converting your customers, all right, and making sales. 2 more tips, quick tips. All right, tip number 6. Use the Jones theory. Does anyone know what the Jones theory means? Jones theory is basically the concept that we as people love trends. So if all of you guys came in and picked up a Christmas hat, put it on your head, a Santa's hat, and then I'd probably do it too. So I say, hey, they're onto a good thing. If they're doing it, it must be good. So I'm going to put a Santa's hat on as well. All right, this is such a powerful sales technique, which is used in face-to-face sales, copywriting, everything. People love trends, so use the word everyone. Okay, use that word. All right, it's powerful. Testimonials make sales. Put testimonials everywhere. All right, testimonials are amazing. Put them high up on your page so that if you have a landing page, as soon as they land on the page, they see the testimonial. They don't have to scroll down, because remember they've got that itchy finger, they might just click away. If they see this testimonial, they'll think, okay, yeah, that guy thinks it's good, so it must be good. I'll try it. All right? Brag about your client base. If you have lots of customers, then tell them how many customers you have. All right? I want to look at an example now from MailChimp. I'm sorry, I know the competition with Wiz Email, so Rob's going to be a bit pissed off at me. But if you go onto the MailChimp homepage, they have a headline at the top. Then they have some nice images. They have no other copy on their page. This is their homepage. No other copy apart from this. More than 3 million people use MailChimp to design and send email marketing campaigns. Join them today. That's it, okay? 3 million people, if 3 million people are using it, then it must be good, right? That's the sales technique. It's not that good though, right? But the copy's good. And the sales technique is good. Alright, and the last tip, the last Christmas tip of today, which kind of leads on from that last point, create a sense of urgency. If you want to sell something, if you want to persuade them to sign up for something, you need to create a sense of urgency, because as human beings we like to procrastinate. Alright, and when we procrastinate, when we go and think about something, we often think of reasons why not to do stuff. Okay, so a sense of urgency means you need to give them a reason to buy now, or a reason to sign up now. Okay, so one way of doing it is using the word now. Alright, today, immediately. Okay, those words will go into their brain and hopefully persuade them that they need to act right now. But don't do it too aggressively. I'm sure we've all seen those kind of sales letters you get in the post, which are like, buy, now. Alright, don't do that. Try and be clever about it. And create limited offers. Okay, limited offers. You have to buy this week. That the offer runs out at the end of the week or the end of the day. Then people will think, oh no, I have to buy it now. And they'll do it, okay? Sense of urgency and the Jones theory are very, very powerful sales techniques. And that's it. That's my final tip.